I recently reviewed the new Gladiator High Tide and I was very disappointed in the package because it didn't come with 35s like the Wrangler High Tide, but the Karl Malone Jeep here in Heber has fixed that. I'll show you guys this cool Gladiator today. So link to their website in the description down below, link to my car buying guide too. Let's get into it. The High Tide package is supposed to be a more aggressive, kind of more off-road capable package on the Gladiator and Wrangler. You can see it gives it a blacked out grille, which looks really cool. You also get the upgraded headlights and turn signal indicators, but it's not going to come with stuff like the steel bumpers to help with the cost. But notice the bumpers do have the silver painted trim. The High Tide package also gives you these decals. This one's got these fixed side steps, and you get another cool sticker out back. And then you get a nicer interior with these leather seats. They've got some bronze stitching, and that bronze stitching is also on the dash as well as on the door panel trim. But you will note this just has a 2-speed transfer case, no lockers, no sway bar disconnect. And because this is built off of a sport Gladiator, it's more affordable in the Gladiator lineup. You can see the High Tide package itself is $5,700, and then after all options, this particular one has $53,935. Now, one big miss with the High Tide is it normally comes with 33s, not 35s, at least for the Gladiator. The Wrangler version of the High Tide actually comes with 35s. But as you can see, the dealership has added 35-inch tall tires to this High Tide. If you're wondering, they're wrapped around 17-inch wheels. Fuel wheels on this specific one, and so we do have a little bit more of an aggressive offset. Obviously, depending on your wheel offset will determine how much the tires poke out, so that's something that you can always change with vehicles, but Wranglers and Gladiators can actually handle quite a bit of negative offset because they've got tons of spacing in the wheel wells. Now, as you can see, we've got upgraded suspension, so we've got Bilstein shocks. It looks like we might have new springs as well, and look at that, we've got a remote reservoir, so that's going to help out with cooling. But either way, it makes this look so much better. Like, this is what the High Tide should be from the factory, and we just need an extreme recon with the Gladiator in general. I just don't understand why Jeep is not offering that. And finally, before we take it out, I realized painted fender flares and painted top, that's also kind of part of this whole thing. Let's see how the real High Tide performs. Power seat too. This is really a nice package with how everything is set. And let's actually quickly, should have gone over the window sticker a little bit more. Let's quickly double check what is. Okay, so High Tide gives you the, power seats, Willys suspension. Oh, 32s, they're not even 33s, I forgot. 255 by 75 by 17, so 32s. Okay, so the, body colored. Yeah, so it gives you most of the stuff. LED lights are a separate group, but you're gonna see that with most of the High Tides. Convenience, the Gorilla Glass, tech package, safety package. So you could take away quite a bit if you wanted just more of a basic High Tide. This one, all the steps are also after the fact. But I mean, you got a base price of $38,000 plus the $5,700 High Tide, so you can make this a lot cheaper if you wanted to. But let's see how this performs. Now, this obviously has mud terrains on it, which you're gonna feel quite a bit more. If you're looking for a softer ride, you always just do all terrains. That is how that goes. That is a cool looking G-Wagon. What is that thing doing here? Let's see if it has a license plate on the back. Yes, it does. So that's someone's car they're driving around. I was gonna say, that's surprisingly you'd see one of those traded in at a Jeep dealership. Just completely different price point, completely different market. But you know, maybe they try to take it off road and they're like, yep, this thing, I think it's a crazy light setup up top. They're like, yep, this thing ain't gonna work, not capable enough. Doesn't have enough articulation. This is pretty cool. Yeah, so I do feel the tires chunking out the road a bit more. Not bad at all. And this Pentastar V6 has no problem with moving these tires. No problem whatsoever. Again, it's not going to be a rocket ship. It's not bad. Now, I think this is my first time testing this setup with the Bilstein shocks. I've had a lot of experience with the new 8100 series. I think this might be the 5100 series, just eyeballing it. No confirmation on that. But either way, these shocks help out quite a bit with handling. And, you know, general kind of... That is not my speed. There's no way. Yeah, kind of general dampening and everything. It's a little bit nicer than stock. The biggest thing about these shocks with the remote reservoirs is going to be shock fade. It's something that people... I mean, if you're mall crawling, you're not really going to have to think about that, but it's something that people don't really think about too much with vehicles. If you do a lot of off-roading, which I mean the Gladiator is meant for off-roading, then you can get shock fade, where the shocks basically overheat and then you don't get the performance out of them anymore. If you have a remote reservoir, that kind of helps out because it separates the unit, and so you can dissipate heat a bit quicker. And I've seen some people comment on the placement of the reservoirs, saying that, oh, that's going to get damaged. Well, there is potential if someone was driving in front of you off-road and shot up a huge rock, but, you know, I don't know how many people are going in convoys. And then the other thing is, like, other than that, like, how else would you get something to bust that shock, right? Because with how the tires are set up and everything, you're not going to hit that reservoir. You're going to hit the tire if you have something that's like super steep, like a wall climb or something like that. So it's kind of 2 cents on that. But I'm about to have reservoirs in that placing on my Wrangler, so I guess I'll let you guys know if my reservoir blows up because someone shoots a rock at it. We'll have to see. Yeah, this isn't bad. Again, you get a little bit more noise from the tires, a little bit more abrasiveness, I guess. But yeah, it's got it moves this setup fine. This drives well. Really does. What's the PSI at? We should, yeah, so 30s. Again, this is the thing about mud terrains, where if we were in all terrains, this would be like cloud-like. The mud terrains definitely make things a bit rougher. So let me know your thoughts on this. Again, like I said, I think this should be the High Tide. The High Tide shouldn't be 32-inch tall tires. I mean, those are fine, but I don't understand why Jeep has taken so long with the Gladiator to offer larger tires. And the thing that's sad is, like, even Chevy offers 35s on the Colorado. So, you know, you can't get 35s on a Tacoma from the factory, but you can fit bigger tires in the Tacoma. Ranger, same thing, 33s. I understand, like, the fuel economy rating and all that, but, you know, that's not a thing anymore, so they have, like, no excuse at this point. There's still fuel economy standards, but, you know, from my understanding, the CAFE regulations, there's no fine for it anymore, so if you get bad fuel economy, it's just like a slap on the wrist now. It's not an actual, like, you're in trouble for something. So we should get 35s and a V8. Jeep, if you can do that, so many people will buy a Gladiator. Like, they won't be able to keep them on the shelf. 5.7 Gladiator, as long as the price is reasonable. Reasonable price, V8. And if you can't do the V8, Hurricane Inline 6 either way. That, I mean, it would just be a cool looking truck with good power. People would love it.